going on, guys? BellerFan85, Wayne, whatever you want to call me, and I'm here with a good buddy down the road. I'm here with Chris. Chris, I met you recently, a couple weeks ago, actually maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. You know what? We shared an intimate moment last night. We went to AEW All Out, baby!
That we did.
And we had a blast. I went with Chris, I went with my wife, I went with my unborn child for the first time, and I went with my mom for the first time, and that was an unbelievable moment. But that was your first live event, was it not?
That was. I had a blast.
You had a blast. What can you describe what it's like watching from the television to what it's like live in the moment, feeling everything going on?
Words cannot describe. Literally, I mean, there's just too many words I could throw out. It was phenomenal, if that says anything. Going from watching it on TV for as long as I have, for 20-something years now, to actually going to my first event, and like I said, AEW's All Out, just phenomenal. That's all I can describe.
Now, I'm a little bit older than you. I've kind of been a fan for as long as I can remember. When did you become a fan? And has it kind of been all, just...
I became a fan back whenever, and I was always a WCW fan. I became a fan around the time that you had Scott Hall invade Monday Night Nitro.
Oh, that was a great moment.
And I remember that was the furthest one I can remember. Just watching him come down from the stands and his promo.
Before he came, do you remember him as Razor Ramon? Do you remember Diesel?
I did not. Even as a kid, I just thought these were random guys that had just come and took over this industry and didn't know. And then later on, having people, well, hey, that was Diesel, that was Razor Ramon. As a kid, I'm get out of here. That ain't I don't know who you're talking about. Then finally learning, they were part of a different organization. I was like, oh, okay, so everything had more of a backstory. But I was never, like I said, I was more of a WCW fan.
So you didn't have that takeover mentality. You just said, hey, this cool dude is coming in. This cool dude is coming in with him.
Yep.
Who is the third member?
Yeah, and then Hulk Hogan, like I said. And
were you a Hulkamaniac or?
Well, around the time, like I said, especially as far back as I can remember, it was more or less as soon as he turned heel and was with the Outsiders. I was not really a Hulkamaniac. I was more or less NWO for life.
Too sweet, my brother.
Absolutely. So,
has it been all roses since you've been a wrestling fan? Did you take a break? Did you kind of, because again, we're our age differences are a little bit different, but did you take a break? Did you stay a fan or
I
anything
took a
like
break. Throughout the end of WCW, I had a couple breaks here and there, just stuff I was going through in my childhood. Ended up having enough of a break to where everybody that was accumulated with WCW became part of the WWF, which was eventually the WWE. And then I was a fan from probably about 03, 04 up until maybe 09, 2010 era. Finally took a hiatus for near about the past decade.
So you missed the CM Punk generation?
I pretty much.
Too sweet, my brother. Yeah. that was something. So you kind of went from point A, point B, and then you bypassed every other one to where we are now.
To where we are now.
Were you always a belt mark?
As far as anything belt wise, I collected my first belt back in the 90s, and that was a Figures Inc. 1mm paper thin plates. Had Velcro where the snap boxes should be.
Okay.
And I remember within 30 minutes of having it, I had stones coming off of it. One of the side plates was coming off, bent to all get out here and there. And actually, I think it might still be in storage if I can find it.
If you can find it, I would love to do a review on it.
That I might be able to try to find that because, like I said, it's over 20 years old. But yeah, I just remember having that. Then, like I said, I wanted more belts. Unfortunately, as a kid, did not get to accumulate them, so I missed out on that. Even throughout the 2000s, or early 2000s, I still didn't get to collect. So I'm now to the point where I'm able to collect, and it's phenomenal.
Okay, that goes from I think I never hit a bridge from point A to point F. Fortunately, I got to experience everything, and of course, you see behind me all the belts. What was the difference whenever you went from that point A to like point F or anything like that in belts? When you came back, was there a big difference? Did you enjoy the belts we have now, or anything?
Oh,
like that?
absolutely. I enjoy the belts way more now. For me, I had an invite to WRS Wrestling Review Society from a former classmate, Clifton Brooks, and
Shout out
definitely. And he let me know one of our other friends from high school, Kevin Rodriguez,
shout out.
who is an admin. He's an admin on there, and everything just kind of played in order. I mean, this was like just right before pre-COVID, so it just everything played in order. Come to find out that you were an admin.
Hey, me.
Another shout out, and that you live nearby. Clifton, I haven't seen in years or talked with him besides Messenger.
We still love you, Clifton.
Absolutely. Kevin's, like I said, haven't seen him in a couple of years, talked with him here and there. And then, like I said, being able to come hang out with you, see your belt collection and all. And like I said, just jumping back into things, joining raffles, Powerball drawings. Being able to join those, win some belts, and see the difference between the last 20 years since I owned a 1mm figures Inc. compared to what they are now, it's changed. It has changed, and it's changed for the better.
Yeah, so you've entered some Powerball drawings. You mainly enter Gold Rush, correct?
Gold Rush.
Shout out to Gold Rush. I will provide a link down below to Gold Rush. Buy, sell, and trade. I'll provide a link down there. Josh Hammer, who I consider literally the godfather of the belt hobby and the Facebook pages. He runs Gold Rush and what, Wednesdays and Saturdays he has a drawing.
Yeah, he has Powerball drawings every Wednesday night and Saturday night at around 11:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's when they do the red Powerball drawing on TV and everything. So, of course, I mean, you do have a good chance of winning. Within the last, 4 or 5 months, I've won 4 belts total.
Hold on, you got to do it right. Anyways,
and the four belts. First one was the WWE Shop Black Classic Intercontinental. The second one was a WWF Tag. That was a boot. Then was another same WWE Shop Black Intercontinental, and now it's the Blue Universal.
Whoa! We cannot give that away. If you've heard that, shame on you. Shame on you. The second one was the Black IC. You won it, then you lost it, then you won it again, correct?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
So shout out to Gold Rush. We'll provide a link at the bottom. There are 26 numbers every Wednesday and Saturday. Normally 2 days before he does the drawing. But the second one that he's talking about that you may have heard, and if you've heard, coming for you. My wife is telling me down here that you may know, and if you know, I will find you, and I will do nothing, because guess what? This is a review, and I'm not trying to find you. Anyways,
Not trying.
we've already reviewed this belt in a different color. It was a red color, and if you look down here, you already know what it is. But if you haven't, then you're in store for something great.
Something great.
Something great.
Absolutely.
Because guess what? You went from the WCW moment to now. Before we get there, what do you feel about the belts from when you started to where they are now?
Well, as far as like the actual belts compared to what they look like now, it's different. It is different. Like
It's
I said,
different.
20 years ago, you had a different form of belts, and now you look at what we have now, and it's 20 years later. I mean, it's changed, but at the same time, phenomenal designs. I mean, great designs, great look for them.
So if we're talking about 20 years difference, so 20 years ago, 20 years ago you had WWF, WWE, Intercontinental Championship. You had the Winged Eagle going into the Big Eagle. You had the Big Gold. You had the WCW Tag Team Champions. You had the TV Championship. You had the U.S. Champion. You had anything and everything. And now it seems like everything is a logo belt in the WWE.
Yep.
How do you feel about that? You know what? I'll be honest. Before I don't want to feel like I'm baiting you in anything. Mm-hmm. I enjoy, for the most part, I know things have to evolve. I don't think everything has to evolve into the same thing, into the same cookie cutter formula. That being said, the logo belts don't look terrible. Well, you know what? In fairness, they don't look terrible. How do you feel about them?
I will say this: whenever I got back into the swing of things, the network logo belts, I did not care for. I did not care for at all. I thought they looked horrible. They started growing on me. The more you start getting into different kinds of belts and you start looking at the actual, the art of them, so to speak, it started to stand out. And as it started to stand out, it started growing on me. And then being able to see the ones in your collection, see the size of them, and actually getting to hold them and know how cool these things are in person, it changed my mind on it that night. And then, of course, luck struck.
We didn't even say this. So the night that you came over, we met for the first time. You had a couple of drawings. Mm-hmm. Or you had a couple of slots into the drawing for a couple of things. Mm-hmm. You won.
That I did.
That goes right into what we're going to review today. So when this belt debuted, it was a red color. Everybody called it the ketchup belt. Everybody called it the red belt. There was a lot of other names that I'm not going to say. But I happen to have the original version. And the original version is just beautiful. And I say beautiful because the replica, this video does not do this belt justice. It's an amazing belt. It's an amazing replica. I would recommend this belt full price any day of the week because it's just the contrast, the thick plates. No matter what, this is a belt to have in your collection. What do you think about this?
Man, the night that everything happened, that you let me hold this belt, like I said, I about fell in love with it. And it's, like I said, especially with the Goldberg side plates, everybody can't beat it. I mean, this is phenomenal. That's the only word I can really describe this.
Phenomenal. I would say demonic because I am Balor fan 85.
I mean, whatever fits you.
Yeah. That being said, this is not the belt we are debuting. So this started it. This was the Universal Championship. But it doesn't look like this right now. It's not on the strap.
Right.
I think it's different because it went from Raw to SmackDown. If Raw was red, SmackDown would be blue. We have the blue Universal Championship by WWE Shop, and it is an amazing belt. This is the bag for it. If you've ever bought a belt from WWE Shop, the belt bags have evolved over the years. It started from a cloth bag. If you got a deluxe version, it went suede, and then it went. Nowadays, you have this beautiful, almost a felt bag. It is one of the softest bags you'll ever get. Let's go ahead and open it up. And by the way, you get the actual logo on the outside of the belt bag now.
That's cool.
I love this.
That is cool.
I do not have a belt yet, mainly because I've been lazy and I haven't been buying from WWE Shop. But these bags now, they have the actual main plate on the outside. It's unbelievable. So let's go ahead and open it up. Oh, I get the zipper. Listen to that new zipper smell.
It smells great.
It smells great. We have the blue Universal Championship. And first, right off the bat, do you have anything to say about it? Because I can think of a few things to say about it. You got anything?
Right off the bat, I mean, compared to the red Universal, the blue, I mean, everybody can't beat it. To me, in my personal opinion, I like the blue better than the red. Yes, it is a slightly bit darker looking than what you actually see on television, but just, man, it's there again. It's just one of those things. As a new collector and still getting into the hobby, still not enough words to describe what could be said. You are the pro at it. I mean, maybe you might have some words that I can stick with for in the future.
I got one or two. So if we're going to go with one or two, here's the deal. There's not much of a difference between this belt and the red belt. But I will say this. When it comes to this belt, I do love the darker version. I do love, it's almost, I would call it a darker, more powder version of the actual belt that you get, of the actual belt on TV. The SmackDown belt is a little bit lighter. But as far as the differences in between the red and the blue, you're still going to have the texturing in the snap box. You're going to have the same texturing that you would in the red. Coming over here, you're going to have the shallow texturing in between and the WWE logo in between the side plates and the snap box. Everything as far as the snap box and the side plates is going to be the same thing, with the difference being the middle main plate. The main plate. In the middle, of course, you're going to have the blue. As far as the texture, you're going to have the same thing. It is the exact same as the red Universal Championship, just the dark blue color. I would love to have it more of an accurate blue.
Right.
That being said, this is a beautiful, beautiful belt. I love the blue color. May get it one day. I've got a few belts ahead of it that I want to get. What do you think of what you have right now? Is this something you're going to keep in your collection, or are you going to send it on down the road?
Well, for me, I'm one of those. I'm indecisive. I like a lot of things. You never know. Maybe one day there might be something catches my eye. But for now, it's just, even every time I get a chance to look at the actual belt itself online, or even like seeing your red Universal, even this one, man, it's just it's one of those things. It kind of takes you back to your childhood almost, so to speak. Even though, like I said, this wasn't back years ago. Just it makes me want to collect more.
Yeah, what you're saying is, when you go back to your childhood, no matter what age you are, it doesn't matter what quality you have. Whenever you grab what is the belt that you have, it is a replica of the belt that was in use, is currently in use, whatever. If you were to get a US WWS, when you get it, it's going to harken you back to that era where that belt was in use.
Yep.
Currently, this belt is in use, so when you get it, you know, of course, it's going to make you think of the current product. That being said, when you buy from WWE Shop, you're going to get the same thing. Let me show you. You're going to get the simulated leather strap. It's going to be relatively stiff. If you were to buy a bootleg, or by the way, I wouldn't recommend buying a bootleg network logo. It's not. Nobody's mastered this yet.
Not yet.
You can get it re-leathered. You can go anywhere and anywhere.
Yeah, I was about to say, I've seen a few on some of the belt groups so far that have been re-leathered, even re-stoned, so to speak.
Oh, re-stoned.
And yeah, absolutely. And they've knocked some of them out the park. I do believe Eddie Williams had one up earlier. That was a network logo,
yeah,
heavyweight, that he had re-stoned by, I believe, Richard Simpson. And had it re-leathered. I can't remember who did the re-leathering job, but man, like, it was crazy how good looking it looked.
Yeah, if you were to go the re-leather route, you're going to spend a few extra $100.
Yep.
Restoning, you're going to spend a few extra $100. That is a lot cheaper than buying one of these if they ever come on shop. An elite. I'm sorry, not an elite, a TV Authentic version, that goes around $5,000.
Yeah. That's expensive.
Get it restone, get it re-leathered, add a few inserts underneath, and that'll be about as close as you can get aside from paying $5,000, and you'll come out 75% cheaper. I love this belt. This is one of those belts when it debuted in the red format, hated it. When I got the replica, the detail in this, no matter, it's not going to be TV accurate. There's no way. But it is one of the best quality replicas you will ever get. Whether it be this, whether it be the red Universal, or the black WWE World Heavyweight Championship. We've been watching some WWF and it's kind of got me.
Sorry.
I would recommend this when you turn it around, and I'm putting this upside down. I normally don't. You're going to the standard black backing. You're going to have your screws exposed unless you get it re-leathered. But all in all, I would call this a very quality replica. I would you know what? Even even buying full price, I would recommend getting it because this is an amazing belt. I don't see this belt coming out in the $100 toy commemorative version, kind of like we have over here next to us. But I would definitely recommend getting it. It's an unbelievable belt. Do you have anything you want to say about this belt?
Like he said, it's worth it. If they do have it on WWE Shop for any kind of discount or anything, grab one. You can find some that are possibly re-leathered, re-stoned for that matter, for a decent price as well. It is one of those you definitely want to have for your collection. So like I said, by all means, if you ever get the opportunity, take it.
Yeah.
Get one. Hey, you might win one in a raffle.
You might win one in a raffle?
Powerball draw, sorry.
Oh, well, raffle. I'd go Gold Rush. I'll provide the link at the bottom. I'd go TNT Belt Trading. Those are the two that I would recommend more than anything. That being said, I think that's all I have. Do you have anything you want to say about this belt?
I'm glad it's mine. I mean, hey.
For the time being, I may take it from, you never know.
Part 2.
Part 2. Part 2. We'll have a match. We'll do champion versus champion, where the winner, if it's me, I get both belts.
If it's me, I get my picking of his.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yep.
That being said, like, comment, subscribe. Hit that, whatever they call the notification button down at the bottom, hit that. It's a little bell thing. That way, whenever we provide a new video, you get a notification for it. And for some reason, that makes us look good. I like looking good. You know what? I want to see you look good. You're all dressed out in your Columbia.
Absolutely.
In the blue. I do like the blue.
Thank you.
I do like the blue.
It fits me good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think I'll take this now. Whoa, that was really small resistance right there.
He ain't going to get far.
I think, yeah. I think if I were to get up and walk away, I'm going to go ahead and end this because I think if I were to get up and walk away, he's going to tackle me.
He knows where you live.
I think I'll take this one.
Okay.
Yeah, not much resistance there, huh?
Well, I didn't know that was coming, so,
Yeah.
you know, Roadrunner. I don't know which one's Roadrunner and which one's Wile E. Coyote. We'll figure that out as soon as we get away from this. So, okay, we found out. That being said, like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you guys down the road. And he will catch you guys down the road too.
See ya.